Before we dive into the story of Stella Sora, there are a few things that I want to clear up. Throughout this video, I will only be using the English names for the characters in the locations. That's because the Japanese voiceover currently ends with the prologue act. So, if you notice any name differences from the Japanese version, that's why. The story of Stella Sora is actually pretty straightforward. You won't need any galaxy brain to understand it. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy the story. This video contains heavy story spoilers up to the latest chapter. So if you haven't finished the main story and the side story yet, consider this as your warning. But since most of us gacha players don't read, I'm making this video taking that into consideration. I know I said the story is pretty straightforward, but there are things that I think you should know beforehand. The monoliths are ancient ruins scattered all across the world. They act as dungeons full of traps, enemies, and secrets. Inside every monolith lies a mysterious object called a wishing box, said to grant any wish. But every wish comes with a price. It erases a part of your memory. The stronger your wish is, the more memories you will lose. This rule becomes one of the key themes of the story. Adventurers who climb the monoliths are called trekkers. Trekkers often suffer from memory loss because they make too many wishes while exploring. That's why when the story begins, the main character, us, wakes up without any memories. It's not a coincidence, it's a part of what makes the world so mysterious. Trekkers usually travel in small groups called clans or guilds. They collect artifacts, sell them, and use the money to survive. Our main group in the story, Amber, Iris, and Noya, are a part of a small guild trying to make a living in this dangerous world. A company also works in a similar way, but it is much more organized and has its own set of rules. Companies are the ultimate authority in the world of Stella Sora, and nobody can go against their wishes. Stellaroids are the monsters that guard the monoliths. They are manifestations of the same energy that powers the wishing boxes. The deeper you go, the more dangerous they get. Dora is the currency used in this world. Tyrant is a mysterious being who conquered every monolith and waged war against the world thousands of years ago. Now, let's enter the world of Stella Sora. The story begins in the middle of a vast golden desert, where Amber is searching for something mysterious, something called the monolith. Following a golden butterfly, she receives a call from Iris, her clanmate. Moments later, she comes across something strange, a weather vane, standing alone in the middle of the desert. After snapping a quick selfie, Amber spots something strange, glowing light in the distance. But before she can approach it, she is ambushed by Stellaroids, creatures that roam this world. Amber fights back, and after a fierce battle, she finally discovers what she's been looking for: the monolith. Inside the monolith, we are joined by the rest of the team, Iris and Noya. Before heading deeper, Iris reveals why they are here: to find something known as the wishing box, a relic said to grant any wish. As we enter the boss chamber, we find a large box, unmistakably the wishing box. But something feels off. There are no Stellaroids guarding it. Then, without any warning, the ground trembles. A massive Stellaroid appears, the spellbound golem. A chaotic battle begins, and after a long struggle, the team decides to retreat. But Iris refuses to leave the box behind. With Amber covering their back, Iris and Noya drag the box out, and against all odds, they make it out. The three begin to wish. They wish for an artifact that could make them rich. The box opens slowly, revealing not an artifact but a doll with almost human like skin. Amber stares puzzled. Noya mutters that she has seen that face before. Iris, however, searches desperately, but the artifact she wanted is nowhere to be found. The realization hits: they have no artifacts to sell, no money to keep their guild running. Without funds, they'll have to disband and return to real jobs. A nightmare, especially since none of them have real world skills. Iris begins to hum a lullaby, and as her voice fades, we awaken. We introduce ourselves, but something's wrong. We have no memories. The group doesn't seem surprised at all. They explain that trekkers who enter the monoliths often lose parts of their memory. Each wish from the monolith erases a piece of who you are. Though they suggest seeing a doctor, Iris decides the group can't waste any more time. They need more artifacts to survive. As we travel together, we bond with them, learning about the world, the monoliths, and their mysteries. No one knows where the monoliths came from. They have no doors, only hidden elevators, camouflaged into the terrain like ancient teleportation magic. And one warning: never eat inside a monolith. Anything you eat disappears once you leave. Inside, flashes of our lost memories return, mostly fragments of combat, faint echoes of our past. Separated from our team, we meet Portia in a bizarre convenience store. After being tricked into eating, we are suddenly transformed into a penguin mascot. Thankfully, our friends arrive just in time, using Stella coins to bring us back. That night, the team rests. No artifact again, but stronger bonds than ever. We are officially invited to join their guild, New Star Guild. Another dream strikes. Someone's apologizing to us, calling us the tyrant. They admit betrayal, that they turned against our army, shattering our dreams, ending the story we were writing together. They whisper how people with fragile egos wish upon the monoliths, blaming the stars when their dreams collapse. And then we awaken in the van, lucky oasis. When we tell others about our dream, Iris explains Tyrant is an ancient word. It once described the most powerful stellaroid, the destroyer of worlds, the one defeated by heroes long ago. We also learn Lucky Oasis was built by Iris, Noya, and Amber when they lived together in the same orphanage, Ash Orphanage, in Amor. And just like that, we arrive at the city of Amor. After selling a few artifacts, we head to Grace Imperium, a workshop that crafts soul stones. During the checkup, we learn something shocking. Our body is immune to magic. That means we can't use or produce soul stones. There, we meet Bastalena, an intern. She notices that the key we are carrying, the one we have had since the start. She tells us it belongs to the highest level security vault in the shop. Inside the vault, we find a sparkling metal slab with a chess piece dangling. We call it a phone, confusing everyone, since their phone looked nothing like this. When we open it, we see our own face and a name along with a mysterious, undecipherable message. Just then, a clerk burst in. Someone stealing our van. Outside, we find Fagin, the CEO of Creta Trading, a notorious loan shark company. She claims Aunt Ellie from Ash Orphanage owes her a massive debt, and Lucky Oasis was just part of the collateral. We spot holes in the story, but before we can act, the Imperial guards side with her, and Fagin drives off with our van. Determined to find answers, we head to Ash Orphanage. On the way, we find a mysterious girl sleeping by a bridge, her stomach growling. We leave her our food, and when she wakes, she's overwhelmed with gratitude. She vows to find us, calling us her life savior. Further down the road, we meet two members of the Ashwind clan. A misunderstanding leads to a fight, but their leader, Minova, steps in. Soon after, a young girl named Raina recognizes us and tensions ease. Raina explains that Aunt Ellie has gone missing and Fagan's company has been forcing kids to climb monoliths to retrieve artifacts. Even those who don't climb are mysteriously exhausted. Iris recognizes Minova, the orphanage genius, who earned a scholarship to Platinum Academy, the first in 10 years. Together, we decide tomorrow we climb the monolith again to uncover Fagan's plan. The next day, inside the monolith, Fagan gives us a special card to place on the wishing box, claiming it will help us retrieve the artifact much faster. But when Iris uses it to wish for an communication artifact, she's exhausted, just like Raina. Fagan then offers us a deal. Work for her and she'll forgive the orphanage debt and return Lucky Oasis. Reluctantly, we sign the contract, only to discover her scam. Each of us must make 10 wishes, and every wish erases a part of our memory. Too many wishes could destroy our soul permanently. Minova storms off in anger, Iris follows her, and Noya goes to check on Raina. Later, we meet Minova and Iris and talk about how to help the children. We realize the only way to heal them is through new memories, to fill what was lost. So, we begin teaching them, creating happy moments to replace the pain. Afterwards, Minova thanks us and returns the key, saying we are its rightful owners, though we decide the Ashwind clan will remain there for now. The next day, Fagan pulls another trick. She claims we have violated multiple contract rules, deducting 202,000 Dora in penalties, leaving us 2,000 Dora in debt. Minova storms out in frustration, and we chase after her, only to be interrupted by Bastelina. She brings us shocking news. The documents that suggest the chess piece we found is actually a seal of grace, a mark of ownership used by major companies. And since we opened the vault, that means we are its rightful owner. And the company it represents, a powerful organization that once waged war against the world. Though the company has been dormant for ages, Bastelina urges us to visit Grace Imperium to finalize the paperwork and reclaim our title. As we stare at the phone, the emblem of our forgotten past, a thought dawned on us. If we start our own company, we won't have to fear Fagan or anyone else again. And so, with that resolve in our heart, we decide to start the company once more. And with this, chapter 1 has ended. If you are still watching, don't forget to hit that like button and maybe even subscribe. It really helps me out. I actually made this entire video on my phone, so if you liked it, that means all those late night edits were totally worth it. After our last adventure, we begin with a new plan. We tell everyone about starting a company, but Iris immediately suggests it might be a bad idea. So we decide to leave the research to her. After a long discussion, we discover Fagan's real intention. She's trying to wish for an artifact on the same scale as Lucky Oasis by dismantling the entire van and wishing for each part individually. And so, we form a plan to sneak in at night. We meet at the waterway bridge, quietly going over our strategy. The plan to drive out Lucky Oasis straight through the waterway bridge, out from the reach of Creta Treading. As we enter, we narrowly avoid getting noticed by the employees. Our team split up, each moving cautiously in the dark. And then we see her, Fagan. She's standing before the scene, channeling magic in to duplicate the vehicle's data and imprint it on a wishing card. That's how they have been creating these false wishes. Meanwhile, Amber messages us. Iris has found documents confirming it. We have been scammed this entire time. We corner Fagin. She smokes, threatens us, reminding us that she's the boss, that she can erase our pay and we can't do a thing about it. But then Noah silently moves behind her, cutting off her escape. Fagin's confidence cracks. She apologizes. We lay down three conditions: burn all contracts forced upon the children, come clean about the orphanage, and return Lucky Oasis. Fagin agrees. Noah runs to retrieve the van, but then a white haired girl steps out of Lucky Oasis. Fagin orders her to handle us, promising her whatever she desires. The girl agrees, and a fierce battle erupts. In the chaos, the white haired girl snatches Fagin away. Moments later, the city erupts with news. Fagin has placed a massive bounty on all five of us, $1 million per head. Now we are on the run, fighting mercenaries on the bridge, dodging Imperial guards, chaos everywhere. Fagin commands the white-haired girl to help her once more, but she refuses, until Fagin informs her that she needs the money for her wish. The chase continues, and just when we are about to be caught, a black magic crow crashes through the sky, hitting us directly. And then a mysterious girl appears. Her name is Shitose, helping us to escape. We wake up inside a clinic, greeted by a doctor named Coronis. But something about her feels off. Too interested, too curious, she treats us more like a lab experiment than a patient. We flee. Outside, we find Sitoshi resting, and she calls us her savior. She tells us we saved her life on the bridge, and she is our sword, sworn to protect us. But there's no time resting. The Imperial guards are here, Fagin too, and the white-haired girl standing by her side. Just when it seems hopeless, Minova bursts in, and with Coronis, together we escape. We return to the Ashwin clan, only to find devastation, everything destroyed. But thankfully, the children are safe. Gathered around the remnants, we discuss our next move. Iris shares her findings. The company have no information, but only its rights. The right to exclusive business, the right to protect oneself, the right to maintain order, and the right to wage war. Ashwin continues to battle the Imperial forces, and we rush to help. At the Grace Imperium, the plan we reunite with Bastelina's distraction, crawling out of the suitcase, hidden inside Bastelina to begin the paperwork. It works. She explained each seal of grace carries a unique franchise patent. To reactivate it, the CEO, us, must conduct a single transaction within its patented domain. We place the seal on the slab, and the domain is revealed. Soul trading. Confusion fills the room. A new script appears. The Tyrant Accords. A contract stating that the tyrant grants a wish in exchange for the client's soul. In that moment, we glimpse another memory. Someone calling us tyrant, begging us not to become a star once more. We name our company the Tyrant Accord Staffing Co. Our plan has changed, and now it's to sell everything and to have the buyer protect everyone. Minova disagrees, and we tell her no one would trade their soul for us. But then she surprises us. She offers her soul willingly in exchange for one wish: destroy Krita Trading. We accept her wish. The contract seals itself. The Tyrant Accord is reborn, and with it, our first war begins. Across Flavio, chaos spreads. The news of our company declaring war shakes the city. Some laugh, some panic, others watch closely. For the first time in a century, a company war has begun. Even the Imperial Guards begin retreating. They don't interfere between company conflicts. When Fagin corners our allies, she's stunned to learn the guards have withdrawn. The balance shifts. The mercenaries back off. Still, Fagin refuses to surrender. And once again, and with one last desperate push, and Lucky Oasis roaring inside the monolith, Fagin commands the girl to wish for a weapon that can make her victorious. But the girl refuses, saying these boxes feed not on memory but on hatred, and Fagin has plenty of it. A massive stellar bursts from the void, the same spellbound golem we once failed to defeat in the desert. The girl, introducing herself as Eloria, tosses us the seal of Creta trading and declares us the winners. But Fagin's hatred-fueled wish spirals out of control. Stellaroids rampage across the city, and chaos consumes everything. Eloria watches us fight and scoffs. Why fight when you have already won? She asks. But we remember our vision, our promise, and we fight anyway. Shitoshe clashes with Eloria while we face the giant stellaroid. Minova, Iris, and Amber lure it towards the bridge. And with one last desperate push, and Lucky Oasis roaring forward, we destroy it. We have defeated the spellbound golem. A week has passed. We meet Fagin once more, but now she's broken, barely conscious, unable to speak, trapped in her own silence. A guard named Telia approaches, apologizing for the action of the Imperial Guards, and we accept. Shitose bids us farewell, and Bastelina, now a full-time employee, promises to help however she can. Before we leave, we ask about the Tyrant Accords, and Bastelina mentions his name, Serene, an information broker in Philae. If anyone knows about the orphanage or the Tyrant Accord, it's her. Elsewhere, Eloria meets Cosette, who restores her strength. She orders her to tell us, to observe, to capture, to act, by any means necessary, so that we don't interfere with their plan. Meanwhile, at Ashwin Clan, we rebuild the KOSS. The laughter, the chatter, the family feeling, it all returns. And as the sun sets, we start the engine. Our next destination, Philae. Our next mission, to uncover the truth behind the missing orphanage in the mystery of the Tyrant Accord. And that should be all about the story so far in Stella Sora. From shady deals and van chases to soul contracts and company wars. This marks just the beginning of our journey. The world of Stella Sora still hides countless secrets waiting to be uncovered. And who knows what lies ahead for the Tyrant Accord.